What is going on, everybody out there? Lamont at large. Today we're in Garden Grove, California, down the street from Disneyland. We're going to talk about a story that starts right up the block from where we're currently at right now. One simple call to the police to put a rapist away would have prevented the murder of another woman. Without further ado, we're going to talk about a despicable, disgusting human being, Clinton Browning. This area of Southern California has changed absolutely drastically over the last 50, 60 years. One of the reasons being is because this area had a massive amount of Vietnamese immigrants escaping the Vietnam War settled down in this area, Westminster to be exact, but there is a very large Vietnamese community that has called Orange County home since the 1970s. And in this area, you know, Disneyland not being very far from where we're at right now, there used to be a lot of gay bars in this stretch of road on Harbor Boulevard and on Garden Grove Boulevard as well. As a matter of fact, there was a time where there was more gay bars in Garden Grove than there was in West Hollywood. Now, that's no longer the case, but that's what it was back then. And that was back in the day when, you know, it wasn't hip or cool to be gay. Now, we're gonna go back in time, January 13th, 1985. So there was a bar that used to be on this road. It was called the Humdinger. And the Humdinger was a go-go bar. Go-go bars used to be very, very popular back in the day. Now, not so much. I guess you'll still see them around here and there, but not too many. So, at this go-go bar is a girl, and her name is Ilana. She's been working here for a while, and she does pretty good. She does pretty good, and she likes her job. Now, she's dating a local loser, and his name is Dennis Legend. And Dennis and Ilana, they've been fighting over the last, I want to say several weeks now. And it's gotten so bad that they have not spoken to one another, in about 3 days. They're having a standoff, if you will. Ilana's getting tired of Dennis, and he's getting tired of Ilana. So at the Humdinger that night, walks a man coming into the bar. His name is Clinton Browning. And a lot of people don't know this guy, but he's bad news all around. He is a hardcore drug addict, a hardcore alcoholic, and he has bad intentions on his mind. He has sexual problems, if you will. So Clinton starts talking to Dennis, and he starts also talking to Ilana. They're doing their best they can to avoid each other, to like not talk to each other. And so she gives them an attitude or whatever, and Dennis says whatever. And so Clinton asks Dennis, he said, trouble in paradise? And he says, yeah, I'm getting tired of her. Like, we've been dating for 6 months, a year, whatever, and we're always fighting. And he goes, I'm kind of tired of her crap. So they start talking, and Clinton says, hey, do you party? And Dennis says, well, what do you mean? He goes, I got some Coke. You wanna go out to my car and snort some Coke? And he says, sure, right now. Why not? So they come out here, and they jump in Clinton's vehicle, and they start snorting lines of cocaine. Now, after they're done, they go back in the bar, and they're talking more and more. They go back out, do some more cocaine. They come back into the bar, drink more beer, and they start doing that until about 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, before that happened, Clinton came out of the bar. He went back to his motel room that he had at the fire station motel, and he went to go get something. While that occurred, a couple of Garden Grove cops come into the bar, and they're looking for Clinton. Now, I don't know why at this time, why they're looking for him, but they go to the bartender and they ask him, hey, have you seen a man named Clinton Browning? He looks like this. Now, I don't know if they really didn't know he was there or they're trying to say, hey man, screw the cops, man. We're not telling you anything, man. So they said that they haven't seen him all night. So the police, they leave. Clinton comes back about 30 minutes later, and Dennis says, hey, yo, the cops came in here looking for you. And he says, oh, crap. And he says, hey, man, I was going to invite you guys over to my house so we could just kind of hang out and chill. I got some more blow back there. I want to drive to my motel, but I don't want them to see me. So why don't you drive my car, and then I'll hide in the back. Now, he invites Ilana and Dennis and this other guy that was at the bar to go back to his room to party. However, he secretly sneaks back to Dennis and he says, hey man, I'm not feeling good. I'm kind of sick. I think I'm just gonna go home. And he's like, all right, fine. But he doesn't tell Ilana that. He tells Ilana like, hey, when they get into the car, hey, I need you to drive my car back to the fire station motel because I don't want the cops to pull me over. Now, Ilana thinks that her boyfriend, Dennis, is gonna be there because maybe she wants to talk things out. You know? Maybe she wants to talk things out. So they get to the motel room and they're hanging out and they're talking, and it's about 45 minutes has passed and Dennis hasn't arrived yet, and she's kind of wondering where the hell is this guy at? So they're talking, and as Clinton is drinking and doing more cocaine, he starts saying sexually inappropriate things towards Ilana. Comments about her body, comments about what he would like her to do to him, so forth and so on. So she kind of like gets creeped out and tells him off. She's like, that's disgusting, you're a creep. And she goes, I'm getting uncomfortable, I want to get out of here. But Clinton has no intentions of letting Ilana leave. As Ilana is being more insistent on Browning taking her home, all of a sudden he grabs her by her hair and flips her onto his bed and starts choking her. This guy has both of his hands around her neck and he's choking her, choking her, choking her. And she's already been drinking for the last 3 hours. She's been doing cocaine and she starts feeling herself losing consciousness. She's starting to feel herself black out, and this guy is choking her, choking her, choking her, and she's like begging for her life. While begging for her life, she's trying to keep from falling unconscious. And he's choking her, and they're fighting. He throws her on the floor, and now she's in the fight of her life. She's trying to fight this guy to get this guy's weight off of her, and she's doing her best. She's doing everything that she can to get him off of her, but it's no use. And as they're fighting, he releases his grasp around her neck. He's just doing that to let her catch her breath, and then he starts choking her again. And this fight continues again, the fight of her life. Finally, she says, I'll do whatever you want, just please don't kill me. So he stops choking her and he tells her to take off her clothes. And he forces Ilana to perform oral sex on him. After the act is done, he proceeds to lay her across his knees and start spanking her bare buttocks. She's completely nude. All of her clothes are on the floor. And this guy is doing this weird spanking thing to her, and this guy's getting off on it. And that is one of the ways that this sick idiot gets off, because you see, this guy, he can't get it up. He's impotent. And the only way that he gets his kicks off of raping women is not by the actual sex act itself, but it's the act of humiliation, the act of bringing pain upon a woman. So after he's done, again, he attacks her and starts choking her. She falls on the floor and he says to her, you know I can't let you live, right? And he's choking her, choking her, choking her. And just as she feels herself passing out, she gets one final bit of strength and knees him right in the groin. And as soon as he felt that pain, he releases his grasp. And then it's all of a sudden, it's like like a switch is turned. So the switch is turned, and he says, oh, I was just trying to get to know you better. Or he says something stupid like that. Whatever kind of nonsense he says. So she says, look, I'm not gonna call the police. I won't do anything. Just please don't kill me. Just please take me home. Well, he's drunk and he's not doing any kind of driving. So she eventually finds her way back to her boyfriend Dennis's house. Now, I'm not really sure in this story if she tells her boyfriend what happened, but the next day she goes to the doctor. So the doctor is doing an examination on her, and he sees that she has marks across her neck. She has a very, very bruised trachea. She could barely speak. Both the whites of her eyes are bloodshot and have broken blood vessels in them from the strangling. And she has severe welts on her buttocks. So the next day, as she's at the doctor's office, Clinton Browning, he wakes up and starts remembering what he did. So he promptly checks out of the fire station motel. So he would come over here. He comes to this motel right here, the Robin Hood Motel. This is but one of many seedy motels that run along this street right here, Beach Boulevard. So he comes over here, checks in, and this is where he would stay for some time, because now he knows that not only the police are going to be looking for him for whatever the other crap was that he was doing, but now he knows that they're going to be looking at him for what he did to that girl. So at the time, Clinton doesn't know is that his little raping secret is safe between him and his victim. Because you see, Ilana ends up not calling the police. Like a lot of victims of rape, there's gonna be different reasons why they don't call the police. So in this case, the reason why she didn't call the police on him was because, well, she didn't want to lose her job at Humdinger, the go-go bar. See, because she was hired not being of legal age to work at that bar. She's making good money, and you know, she doesn't want to get her boss in trouble, and she doesn't want to lose her job. So she would end up not calling the police, and sadly, it would take the murder of a woman, a sex worker, that walked these very streets where I'm walking on right now. It would take her murder before she eventually went to the cops and told them what she knew about Clinton Browning. We fast forward about a month later. It's February 13th, 1985, and the clerk at the Ranch Motel is going over that morning's checkout list. And so they go to a room and they figure, okay, this person hasn't checked out yet. They're probably a little bit late. They're probably still sleeping. Just as the clerk is getting his key to open the door, he notices that it's slightly open. So he knocks on the door, says housekeeping, and he opens it and he sees a woman sprawled out on the bed. And he can definitely tell that this woman has not overslept. She looks like she's dead. He runs back into his office and he dials 911. Police for the Garden Grove Police Department, they come out and they approach the woman, and she is definitely not sleeping. She's dead. She's been murdered. And it's this woman right here, Christine Reinecker.